Have you noticed that logos are getting softer? Sharper corners are disappearing slowly, hard edges are being rounded, and even typography is starting to feel warmer. And this is not random. Rounded shapes often feel safer. They feel safer, softer, and more human. And that is why brands use them more often now. They want to feel approachable instead of corporate. But here's the mistake. Going for a soft approach is not always better. Sometimes the sharp approach could be the better approach for your brand and your business. It could be more powerful, precise, premium, and confident. So in this video, I'm going to show you why logos are getting softer and how to know whether your brand should be sharp or rounded. So let's get into it. So tip number 1, rounded often feels friendly. So you can see these two logos, the Google logo and the Airbnb logo. They've both gone for a rounded approach and a softer approach. This is because they want to come across more friendly and more approachable as a brand. They feel safe and human. And often softness lowers the guard. And the rule here is rounded shapes reads as friendly, safe, and human, and not corporate. Which is why these brands tend to go with a softer approach, especially if they want to approach by the audience, and it just seems like the safer option. Tip number 2, the great softening. So most logos nowadays are going with this approach, with the softness approach. They're changing their hard, sharp logos and rebranding it to a more rounded approach. This could be good in some circumstances, but in some circumstances, your brand might not want to go with this approach because it doesn't serve you to do that direction. Like, for example, Gillette. Gillette is a razor brand and they are all about precision and sharpness. And the worst thing they can do is to go with this soft direction because it's exactly the opposite of what the brand should be, about precision and sharpness and direct. So using this soft approach, rounded corners and everything would be completely the opposite of what they should be doing. So make sure before you go and copy everyone else, make sure it serves your brand needs to come across as more approachable, friendly, and make sure it makes sense for your brand to go with this softer approach. Because if it doesn't, then you're going to do yourself harm and disservice by going with this approach and direction. Tip number 3, soft sans is everywhere. They're using the sans-serif typeface and even the icons are resembling this same approach because it feels like it's the friendly voice and tone. And again, if your brand fits this criteria, then it makes sense for you to go with this approach. But if it doesn't, and it's completely the opposite direction to what you want to do, then going with a sharper approach would be the best suited for you. And you need to sit down and really think about the keywords and the kind of vibe and voice projection that you want to pursue before you go and change everything and rebrand to what everyone is following and following that trend. Because it might actually do you disservice by doing something incorrectly. But if it does serve your needs and your brand's needs, then going with these softer approach, rounded corners is one of the fastest ways to come across as friendly, warm, and modern. And that's the same reason why many brands sound alike, and they're all following this approach and copying each other. Elaborate on this. Soft isn't always the right option. So you need to really go back and look at your brand and see if it works. Like, for example, the Nike logo has not followed this soft approach because it's about precision, it's about speed, it's about motion, and it's about being active and being sharp. So these things go against their brand to follow this approach. Same thing with Adidas. And if your brand doesn't follow these rules, then you don't have to follow these trends because it's against what you need to stand for as your business and your brand. So you need to make sure that you match the shape to the brand and not just follow the trends. And using a sharp approach often feels more powerful and comes across more premium and gives you authority in your niche. Tip number 5, you can use a softer approach if it fits your brand and your business criteria. So this is one of the logos examples that I've made for Kerner, and it's a friendly app to help humans with AI with their day-to-day tasks. So using this soft and rounded edges and corners made sense for this brand because it's all about being friendly, helping, and being as genuine as possible. So using these friendly and soft kind of edges shows you what the app is all about, being soft and also giving a helping hand in a calming and effective way. It serves the business needs for it to be soft and not sharp. So if it was a energy drink brand or some sort of sport brand or anything like that, or even a razor brand like Gillette, for example, then it would make sense to be sharp, direct, because these are the things that they focus on and emphasize on. But if it's a mellow app or sleeping app or a brand that focus on being friendly and customer service like Amazon, then going with a more round approach and softer approach would make sense. And same thing goes for kids cartoons or even nursery logos and things like that. Like going for a more bubbly and rounded font would make sense for this brand's needs. You need to let the brand and the personality to decide whether you need to go sharp or rounded. And if you want a brand that fits these criteria and you want everything done for you from scratch, then click the first link in the description and I'll be happy to jump on a 30-minute free consultation call to see if I can help you in any way that I can. Thank you guys for watching my video. I hope you found this useful. Please leave a comment down below if you have any questions. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you very much.